Welcome to tonight's therapy session. Um, what we're talking about tonight is very, very serious. You know, we have this thing where people think you're supposed to it's easy to work on yourself. And a lot of times, this becomes a real issue. And it becomes painful because when you really realize, like, people be like, you should already be changed by now. You should be different. You should be this and you should be that. I think that um, it's one of the most humbling things, man. It's like people always trying to tell you how fast you should be and what you should be, and where you should be. But I like to say this, that nothing is harder than trying to become a better person while the old version of you is still fighting. Did you just hear what I just said? It seems like nothing in this world is harder. I don't care what people say. It just is what it is. You know, it's life, man. Like, it's really hard to change. It's sometimes people make change look easy. All you got to do is just do this and do that, and then all of a sudden you just good. Everything don't always work like that. And the people that try to make you feel bad because you are still fighting the old version of you. Well, tonight's therapy session is if I had to give it a topic, it would be the truth about how hard it really is to work on yourself. And I want you to be honest as you're coming on tonight, right? We're going to try to go as fast as we can. I'm 30 minutes late tonight. I had a lot to do. And so when I think about this, right? The truth about how hard it is to work on yourself. So, question I want to ask you before we get started. Do you see a challenge in you working on yourself? And I think that people, they forget. I don't care what job you have. I don't care what career you have. I don't care what sport you're in. I don't care if you are ever going to get to the top of it. It's not easy. It's not easy. But when we start talking about, like, pain and dealing with betrayal and dealing with this and dealing with that, it is really hard to work on yourself while you're hurt. It's really hard to work on yourself while you're struggling to just want to survive and just want to be here. It's really hard to work on yourself when you have so many different things in your life. You're emotionally exhausted. You feel like sometimes you don't know your value. It's so many things that really attack your mind when it comes to, you feeling like working on yourself. So I want to ask you a question. Is it easy? I want you to be honest, and if you think that it's easy, just say it. If you think this is a therapy session tonight and we're talking about the truth about how hard it really is to work on yourself. So as I'm talking right now, could you answer that question for me? Is it easy to work on yourself? Is it easy? Because sometimes people have this thing that they put on us and they just want to make us feel like, man, it's easy. They do. I'm not going to wait tonight. I'm just going to go straight on into the session tonight. And as you're coming in, give me some likes. Tap that screen. Let's get these hearts up there so we can get into the algorithm tonight so many people can hear this message about the truth about how hard it really is to work on yourself. And we need to have this conversation. About the end of it, you're going to want to know, you're going to learn why this is even important. This is important. This is a great conversation for you. It might be a great conversation for your kids one day. Like, man, it is hard. And I want to say something, right? People, they literally make working on yourself sound simple. They say stuff like, just heal. Just grow. You got to just change, big dog. You just got to let it go. You just got to be better. Have you ever heard that before? Yeah, people make working on yourself, they make it sound so simple and so easy. But the truth is, working on yourself is hard. Did you just hear what I just said? Working on yourself is hard. It is hard to break bad habits that you picked up while you was in survival mode. Oh, you don't believe me, right? There's many people. It took me a long time. Personally, it took me a long time when I was trying to survive at my darkest times. I'm telling you right now, it was hard to give up those habits that I had in order for me to go to sleep. I'm talking about, man, I couldn't go to sleep without my mind being in the sky. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I tried my best. I did this, I did that. It was hard, man. So yes, sometimes, when you're trying to work on yourself, it is hard to forgive. Come on, man, when the pain feels personal, it's hard to forgive. As I'm talking to a people that can understand what I'm saying, working on yourself is hard. And this is a therapy session that should be a breakthrough for you. This should be a session right here that should speak to your spirit, that should speak to your heart, letting you know, look, it's not supposed to be easy. When your mom pushed you out or when your mom had you, it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was hard. It is hard, man, to change your thought process when your mind has been trained by fear. You ever grew up with a negative parent and the parent is always scared and the parent is always telling you, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that. It is hard to change that type of thought. It is hard. It's hard to change when you've been trained by trauma. There's so many people, you grew up in a household and you've been trained by trauma. It is hard to change that type of thought process. You watched your mama and daddy. You watched them go through some crazy things. You watched your grandma, you watched your uncles, and sometimes it was trauma. So sometimes it's hard. It is literally hard to change your thought process from that. I'm just telling the truth. It's hard, man. It's hard to change your thought process from disappointment, from old wounds. It is hard to work on your attitude when life made you defensive. So this message tonight and this therapy session is for you. I'm on your side. It is hard. It is hard to even be honest with yourself about what really needs to change. Yeah. It's hard to be honest with yourself sometimes about what needs to change in you. Yeah. Because people have pride that literally want to protect them. People have real deal pride that they learned in survival mode. It wants to protect them. They're nervous. It agree with the nervous system. Like, I'm so serious. It's hard to be honest with yourself that, man, really, I need to change. It's hard. When pain and shame, all of those things, they want to sometimes protect the old version of you. And maybe I'm teaching you something that you didn't know. Maybe you never heard of this before, but it is the absolute truth. It is the absolute truth. It is the absolute truth. It's hard. It's like, man, some people don't really want to be honest with themselves because sometimes it's really hard to be honest. And that is why real self-work is one of the hardest things a person can ever do. So I commend everybody who show up for therapy. I commend everybody who takes it serious, because believe it or not, sometimes it's hard to even settle your mind to even learn or read anything. Do you know how hard it is to read the Bible? Oh, okay. Maybe you too super spiritual. I'm sorry. When I first used to read the Bible, let me tell you something. I will fall asleep every time. I'll be like, man, I'm trying. I'm struggling. God, I'm trying to be good today. I'm trying to read. And I go to sleep. Because sometimes when you're trying to work on yourself, it's one of the hardest things you can ever do. It's hard to say no to people who wronged you. It's hard to really say no when you got a good heart. It is hard. And so that's why tonight is therapy session. And I can't wait to really get into this thing, because we're going to talk about some powerful things that's going to bring some healing into you tonight. A lot of people want a new life, but they don't realize that it requires a honest war with the old you. You want a real good life, but sometimes there's a battle you got to win. And I'd be like, man, one of the deepest pains, right, in real growth is realizing that some of the hardest battles are not with other people. The hard battles, it be within you. Man, we be out here warring with our habits, yo. You got habits you've been having for years. You've been warring with. You be like, man, I need to quit this. I need to quit this. I need to quit this. Some might be eating habits. Some might be, drug habits. Some might be drinking habits. Some might be lusting habits. Some might be habits of, these bad patterns. Sometimes it's hard, man. It's hard when you got the same patterns and the same cycles that you're just so used to. The everyday patterns, to switch it to a new pattern to get a different result. Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes it's hard when you're dealing with the same triggers. It's hard. People always try to say, you should be healed by now. You should be here by now. It's hard when you're dealing with triggers. Do anybody on this live know how triggers work? Man, you can see one thing and it will mess your day up. You can hear one conversation and it will mess your day up. You can see one person with that same spirit and it will trigger you. Did you just hear what I said? So it's hard, man, when you got to deal with your own attitude within yourself. It's hard. It's hard when you got to deal with your own mindset. Your mindset needs to change, but sometimes it really be hard to change your mindset. You see everybody else saying, just change your mindset. Just change the way you think. Just change this. But man, sometimes it really be hard to see a new mind. And this is a crazy thing that we do. And somebody brought this up last night. The excuses we make, the procrastination. It's hard, man. It's hard. We make more excuses than anybody I know. When I don't want to do something, I blame it on somebody else. When I don't want to do something, I will blame it on just whatever I can. I will make excuses. And I be asking myself, like, God, why I'm not farther in life than I need to be? And then when I really be thinking about it, I was like, yeah, because you don't want to face these same patterns you got. You don't want to face these same things you got. Oh, and don't let us talk about our pride. Can we be honest tonight? I just want to ask, can we be honest tonight? If we can be honest tonight, I want you to drop a 100 in the comments, because look, this is going to heal you. This is going to be therapy to you if you can be honest with yourself. Drop a 100 if you're going to be honest tonight with me. I just want to know that I'm talking to a people who want to be honest. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. This is a real thing. I want you to get your mind focused right now, because we're talking about it's really hard to change. It is. When you're dealing with that pride, when you think you better than everybody, man, look, I had to unlearn pride that was built in me as a child from the church culture. Oh, you can't go over there to this church because they don't praise them like we do. You can't go over there and do this because we better than everybody else in the same organization. We better than this person. So just think about that as a child. You are really taught to have pride. It's crazy work, right? But sometimes when you have that mind and that's in you, it's hard to really see anything else beside that, because all you see is like, yeah, pride. It's hard, man. We got pride. Sometimes our pride is like, Can't nobody tell me how to raise my house. Can't nobody tell me how to raise my children. But in reality, they can. I'm sorry. Maybe not that person, but people have so much pride. You be like, can't nobody tell me how to raise my kids better. Well, you setting yourself up for a limited edition about what you can really do. What if you can go online and get advice from somebody that can teach you how to really connect with your babies? What if you can learn something new? But sometimes our pride, it blocks us. People be trying to help you in your relationship, and you be like, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I'm good. I see a lot of men right now. It's hard to work on ourselves, because when a woman is trying to tell us something that she see, and we don't really want to give her voice, room, we say stuff like, man, I ain't trying to hear what you talking about, because our pride won't let us hear it. Man, sometimes our own wounds, it's hard to move past our own pain, our own wounds. It's hard to, I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'm talking about those parts of you that still react to old pain. Even when you say you want better, man, that stuff hurts. It hurts because it is easy to blame everybody else. Did you just hear what I just said? It's easy for us to blame everybody else. It is hard, y'all. It's hard to change. It is. So I don't ever take it for granted when somebody's telling me, man, I'm in a process right now, because I know it's hard. I know it's not easy. It takes hard work. It takes you really developing yourself, settling yourself down and saying, you know what, I'm fed up. When I talk about, man, like how easy it is to blame everybody else. Oh, it's easy to point outward. It's easy to say this is because of them. All right, let me ask you a question, and I want you to be honest. If you have ever, as a grown person, you've been out of the house 10 to 15 years, this is for you. You know what? At least 5 years you've been out the house. You know what? Let me do at least 3 years you've been out your parents' house. Right? And your finances is bad. It's easy for us to say it's because of my parents. They didn't teach me. It's because of my guardian. They didn't teach me. It's because of this person. They didn't teach me. It's because the school didn't teach me. If something goes wrong in your life, you always say it's because of them. Then you always say it's easier to say it's because of what happened to me. That's your bailout. I'm just being honest. This is therapy. So I'm telling you something that may cut you deep. It may cut you. It may make you unfriend me. It may make you say, man, I can't stand listening to this guy. Well, I'm just trying to get you to a place to where you can grow and you can get to the next level. But this is what we tell ourselves. I tell people right now, I'm serious. In my past, I would tell people I stopped saying this stuff, because I would say it's because of what happened, man. I'm this way. It's because, when they betrayed me, I don't trust nobody now. So I treat people like this because, that used to be me. Oh, this is because of how I was raised. Y'all heard what I just said. I was born I was raised in a church that ain't, they ain't have it all. They had some. They had a little truth, but they had a lot of bad too. And it would get swept under the rug. And you know what? For years, I would blame that because I didn't want to go to church. I turned my back on any church for a season. And I would blame it. That's how I was raised. I was raised, and so it's because of what happened to me. It's because, they tried to judge me, but there was a bunch of hypocrites. And I would also say, it's because life was just unfair. And some of that is real, y'all. Do you hear what I'm saying? Some of that is real. But there comes a point in healing where the truth turns inward. And now you have to face what you picked up. You have to face what you kept. You have to face what you normalized. You have to face what you still do. You have to face what still lives in you. And you have to face what you have not dealt with honestly. And that is hard. If you agree with me, give me 15 seconds of likes. Tap that screen. Give me 15 seconds of likes. If you agree with what I'm saying, and this is for you, give me 15 seconds of likes. I want to say that healing gets real, man. When the conversations stop being only about what they did, and it start being about what still lives in you because of it. I'm just telling the truth. This is some serious business. This is some serious business. And I want to help you get to the next level. And a lot of people, they don't talk about that part enough. You don't hear people talking about this enough. You hear people talking about more mess than anything. But I'm just telling you the truth, because working on yourself, man, it can feel lonely. Truly working on yourself can feel lonely. Yeah, there's no crowds for it. There's no applauses. There's no instant reward. Yeah, when you're working on yourself, it ain't like you could do this in the crowd. It's like, I got to work on me. I appreciate people who really work on them, because I know it's hard. There's no applause. There's nobody patting you on your back. There's no instant reward. It is quiet work. And guess what? It's painful work. It's private work. Many people don't understand private yet. You want to heal with everybody on the internet, meaning you want to take all your pain, but when you start working on you for real, it's quiet, it's painful, it's private work, it's repeated work. It's like every day I'm doing this, every day I'm changing my patterns, every day I'm not going to do this, every day I'm going to have discipline. And that is why a lot of people, they say they won't change, but stop when change start confronting them. And if you're just joining tonight, we're talking about the truth about how hard it really is to work on yourself. This type of conversation matters. It does. Because too many people, you want the outcome of healing without respecting how painful real self-work actually is. And if this is hitting you tonight, again, give me 10 seconds of likes on that screen tonight. Share this live with somebody who is really trying to become better. But they don't know, but they knows how hard it really is to process this. If you got people that's really trying to become better, they're doing everything that they know how, I think you should share this live with them. They're really trying to work on themselves to heal. They're really trying to share this live because it's going to speak right to them. And then when you ask yourself, it's like, man, why is working on myself so hard? Because self-work, it requires contradiction. Did you just hear what I just said? Self-work, real self-work, it requires contradiction. Yep, it does. You have to want peace while your old habits still love chaos. There's people right now that I know that I have sessions with. They love chaos. They love it. They love to argue. They love it. They're trying to change. They want peace. But self-work requires contradiction. It means you go against what you really want. And people really think that be easy. That don't be easy, yo. That do not be easy. That be some real tough work. That be real tough. And I tell people, you have to want growth while part of you still wants comfort. You do. You know what? You have to want discipline while your flesh still wants shortcuts. Man, it hurt. It's a contradiction. It's a real contradiction. It's like, man, you mean to tell me I gotta say no to going out with my homeboys every weekend, partying and coming in the house 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but I really need to be there for my kids and my family? Man, discipline is hard when you still want shortcuts, when you still want to fight against things that is not bringing you growth. It is hard. It is not easy. You have to even want healing while your wounds still crave familiar pain. Do anybody know what I'm talking about? You want healing while your wounds, like while your pain, it's still while your open wounds, it still want people that broke you. I'm gonna sit there for a minute, and I want you to think about this. Think about what I'm saying. It's hard. It's hard to change. I agree with you. While you want healing, right? You gotta want to have healing, but you want healing while your wounds still crave your ex. While your wounds still crave your old ways, your familiar pain, the things that broke you. And you have to say, I still want to be healed. Man, I don't know about you, but that's a war inside you. And people do not always understand how exhausting that is. So you should be patting yourself on the back, because this is the absolute truth. Because when you were really working on yourself, right? You are not just giving I'm trying to make this as plain as possible. When you are really trying to work on yourself, right? You're not just trying to change like your behavior. You're not. You're trying to change what you think. You're trying to change what you tolerate. You're trying to change how you respond to people. You're trying to change how you see things now. You see what I'm saying? It's more than just changing your behavior. You're trying to change how you cope, how you deal with certain pain. You're just trying to change things. You're trying to change how you live. Yeah. And guess what? That's deep work. That's deep work. I seen somebody say in the comments, is you trying to change how you show up for yourself? Y'all keep commenting. I like that. You trying to change how you dress? You trying to change how you talk? Yo, that's deep work. That is deep work. And the hardest part of growth is that the old you does not leave quietly. It don't. Anybody you see that automatically changes and they changed overnight, run from them type of people, because that is not normal. If I see anybody who even give their life to God for real, if they saved overnight, most of those people, they fall right back so fast. Because it's not easy as you think. It is a real deal transformation. Like, you go from a life of partying, you go from a life of this, you go from a hard life to saying, you know what? I want a life of growth. I want a life of transformation. I want a life that's going to take me to the next place. I want a life that's going to build legacy. Look how many of us was raised, man. That's deep work. Many of us, we was raised wrong. Some of us didn't have parents. Some of us didn't have good parents. Some of us didn't have good direction. And it carried over into our relationships. It carried over into our adulthood. And then when we try to go and change it, it is hard. Because that old you ain't going to leave quietly. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you feel. You know why? It's just the truth. It ain't gonna leave quietly. Sometimes that thing will war with you. It will. That thing will tell you it ain't going nowhere. That pride will tell you it'll fight against you. And that is why Real self-work can feel frustrating. Yeah. Because some days you really be doing good. Some days you really be doing good. You do. You be praying more. You be thinking better. And by the way, this conversation was triggered by one of the leaders today in the TRC. And I wanted to just remind her, look, some days you can be doing real good. Yeah, praying more, thinking better, trying harder, holding your peace, and you like, man, I'm doing a great job working on your habits, watching your mouth, watching your mind. You be winning, yo. You be like, man, I'm doing good. And then it takes one trigger, one hard day, one emotional moment, one reminder of what hurt you, and suddenly you feel the old version of you trying to come back alive. And that makes people feel discouraged. That makes people feel discouraged. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? It's like you start to ask yourself, why am I still dealing with this? Then you ask yourself, you like, why am I still triggered by this? Then you ask yourself a crazy question. Why is this taking so long? Then you even get more real with yourself. You be like, why do I still think like this sometimes? Yeah. Man, look, that struggle is real, yo. That struggle is real, so I understand the psychology of it. I understand it. It's a mental play. It's a real deal game. I'm serious. It's real. It is hard to work on yourself. It's not easy. I hear people saying, why do I feel like I want to go back? Because that's your old you trying to creep up. That's the old person that wants to get back to comfort. Mental comfort. Ooh, I feel the chills on me tonight. Y'all don't understand, because this is a real conversation. You should hear some of my therapy sessions. It'd be crazy. Some of my private sessions, I'd be like, yeah, that's what you're dealing with. And then they all say, why am I dealing with this? Why am I so triggered by this? I should be over this by now. I should be at another level in my life. I should be this. I should be that. The struggle is a real struggle, and you have to understand with yourself mentally and emotionally that, look, it is hard. It is hard. Think about when you go to the gym, right? Right? You go to the gym, and at first, you got weak muscles. At first, what should be simple at the gym, it be so hard. It be so hard. What should be simple? It's like, oh, I could do that. It's like, dang, I can't do it. That's hard. I can't do it. And it's not because that your goal is wrong. It's because the muscle is underdeveloped. And that is how self-work is. Did you just hear what I just said? You have some things that is undeveloped in your life. That's how self-work is. If you have spent years thinking one way, if you have spent years reacting one way, if you have spent years coping one way, loving one way, surviving one way, then changing those patterns is going to feel unnatural at first. Not because it's bad, but because it's new in the brain. Your brain, it often prefers what is familiar, even when familiar is unhealthy. You want to know why you want to keep going back to that man? even though he unhealthy? Bro, you want to know why you keep wanting to run back to that woman, even though she's unhealthy? It's because your brain prefers it. It's like, hey, it's familiar. It's familiar. This is why some people, right? You keep going back to old patterns. Because familiar pain can feel easier to manage than unfamiliar growth. It's easy. And I want to tell you right now, I want to speak to you in a way that is very humble. And I want to tell you this, and I want you to receive it. A lot of people are not failing at growth. You're not. You're just in the uncomfortable stage where healing still feels unnatural. So quit letting the devil play with your mind like you losing a war. No, real change is hard. Sometimes you might fall. You just can't keep falling. If you liking what I'm talking about tonight, give me 30 seconds of likes. If you are communing with me, you are conversing with me tonight, you can feel what I'm talking about. Give me 30 seconds of likes. Just 30 seconds. Share this live with somebody that might take this serious. Man, I respect you. You in therapy. You could be doing something else tonight. There's so much shows on Netflix. There's so many things you can be listening to, but you in therapy. I respect you. I respect you deeply. Yeah, because you are doing something that's hard. Who wants to really, come on, man. When this becomes your pattern, when this becomes something that's normal to you, when this becomes something that's natural to you, when this becomes second nature, what started off hard, it ends up being easy. It ends up becoming a norm. It's like, man, I need that in my life. So you're not failing at growth. Some people might be saying, well, Mark, what does this really look like in real life? I'm gonna break it down. I want you to understand exactly. You ever tried to react, right? Or tried not to react the way you used to not react? Trying not to text back in anger, trying not to shut down, trying not to spiral out, trying not to go back to what comforted you in a broken season, trying not to keep entertaining what keeps delaying your healing. That's what it looks like. You're trying, you're fighting against it. Trying to be more patient, trying to be more disciplined, trying to speak better, trying to think clearer and cleaner. Sometimes our thoughts be so messed up, yo. Our thoughts be messed up. Do you hear me? We're trying to forgive. We're trying to let go. We're trying to show up different. We try not to let the old wound ruin our lives as it is now. And all that is very exhausting, because real change is not just one decision. It is a repeated decision. And I can't explain this enough. It was at the moment that I started repeating, doing better things. Yeah, repeated choices. Making the right choice. Repeated honesty. Repeated surrender. I'm surrendering to the pain instead of fighting the pain. Repeatedly. When I feel like crying, I cry. There's some days people don't know I cry. I'm in secret. I'm by myself. And sometimes that's what I call repeated surrender. It's okay. It's repeated. Yeah. I need that moment. I need that real moment of honesty when I can say, you know what? I want to be honest about what I feel. Even if you have to get in a journal and write that thing down, it's like, I got to write it down because, repeated honesty. If I have to tell somebody, I want to be honest. Repeated correction. Are you listening? This is why working on yourself is not glamorous. Some people get online and you make it look like it's so glamorous. Working on yourself is ugly. It's gritty. It's like getting it out the mud. It's like, think about it. You trying to build a new you that you never had. You're trying to birth something great that you've never seen. I keep going back to the woman who has the child. She's trying to birth the baby she's never seen. Maybe you've seen it on a little thing when they scan your stomach and you might, oh, that's him, but you still haven't seen him. That process of trying to deliver a new person into the world is the same process that it takes to deliver a new you. Do you think that I've always been a book writer? That is a new me. That was birthed from pain. Do you think that I was a person that always loved to read books? No. I used to love when I was a kid at first, and then when I got a little older, reading books became boring to me. I used to love to read my Goosebumps books. I was reading all the stories. But when I got to middle school, got a little popular, started clowning a little bit, my whole mentality changed. I became But I'm telling you, when in life, when you have to birth something new, it's not glamorous. People, sometimes they really make you feel like, oh, I can just change and I can just be this powerful person. Oh, you can leave this man and this man you're not going to feel nothing. They make these brothers feel like you can leave this woman and it's going to be easy. Brother, it is not easy. You have to birth a new identity. Think about it. It's hard. You're birthing a new you. And that is the power of resetting. And that's what God give us. He give us the ability to reset. I don't quit. I'm trying to calm down. Because sometimes social media can make it look like change is so pretty. They can make it look like, oh, it is so glorious. Man, it's hard, it's gritty, it's ugly. It comes with a cost. It costs to be a real boss. You got to birth something out of you. Do you think it was ugly when I was getting my car repoed, when I had to live in a hotel? God was trying to birth something out of me that I didn't even know existed. It wasn't until the moment where, hey, it was like, where do I go, Mark? Do I quit running from myself or do I really change? It's real life. It's real life. It's not as pretty as people might, they get on there. I don't need a man. I go do this and you listen to this music that make it seem like you leaving a man is easy. What if your identity was tied in this man? What if your identity that you once was, you believe y'all was going to be together forever, you believe this? Do you know how hard it is to reinvent yourself? Even if you got money, it's still hard. Because you guys used to think together. So I respect you. And I want to tell you tonight, you have to be okay with realizing that it's hard. And don't let nobody tell you anything different. I'm just telling you the truth. In this world, people, they clap for who you become. They do. They be like, yeah. But they rarely see the private war that it took you to become, or what it took you to become the new version of yourself. They don't see that private war. They don't see. And that is why some of you that is on this live tonight, that is why you tired. That is why you exhausted, because people don't see your war. People don't see what's going on in private in your life. They don't see it. They don't understand it. They don't know how you survive, and they don't know what you're doing to keep yourself together. They don't know how much time you spend with God alone. They don't know how much time you in therapy. They don't know you in therapy right now. Do you know people literally depend on conversations like this? There's some people that inbox me, look, what time we going live? I want to make sure I don't miss it. When you gonna upload it? Because I might have to do this. I have to get it. When you, yeah. It's just how it is. Some of you tired, man. You're not lazy. It's because self-work is hard. You working on yourself is hard. So many different angles that people don't see. People don't understand. You got to deal with this emotion. You got to deal with that emotion. And when it comes in strong. It comes in waves, man. When it hits you, it hits you. Sometimes it hits you and you don't even expect it. Self-work is hard. If you know how hard it is to really be trying to change, I want you to comment the word hard work in the comments. If you agree with me tonight that it is hard for a person to change, comment the word hard work. And this goes to the people, man. I'm telling you, man, in my life, I've ran past some real super spiritual people that they think they on top of the world until they fall. Yep. You say, I would never do this. Yeah, but what when the devil get in your life and start messing your stuff up, then what you gonna do then? It should be easy. It should just be simple. No, it shouldn't. God is trying to birth the new you. When something radical happened in your life, God is trying to birth a new you. Are you listening? Look at all of this hard work in the comments. If you're liking what I'm saying, take a moment, give me 30 seconds of likes. Let's go ahead and get this thing to 1 million tonight. Give me 30 seconds of likes, just straight consistently. Just give me 30 seconds of likes. Share this live tonight. Somebody is going to know that they have true value, that they are a person that is winning the battle, even when it feels like you losing. You winning. Just keep going. Just keep adding that value. Before you know it, you're going to be like, I did not know I had enough strength to mentally move past this person. You're going to say, I didn't know that I had enough mental power. I didn't know where I'm getting this strength from. Yeah, it's coming from all that hard work you've been putting in on yourself. You know, when you go to there's some men right now, they can't bench 225. And I say, if you a man, you should be able to bench 225. But it don't mean that you can't bench it. You get in there and it's hard first. You can't even bench 135, some of these men, because they ain't go to the gym. They eat bad and all kind of stuff. That's crazy. You can't bench 135. But nevertheless, that's a different conversation. You go in there, it's hard. Hey, nobody don't see you going in there. You're like, yo, I'm going to get this one day. I'm going to get this one day. That's how I used to be back in the day years ago when I didn't want to work on legs. Boy, it used to be hard for me. It used to be hard for me to throw up 315. I used to be like, boy, I'm 315. I used to be like, don't put that on there. Yeah, it was hard. Why ain't nobody looking? Guess what Lee at? Man, I ain't trying to look like Papa the Sailor Man, bro. I'm trying to be well proportionate, bro. I gotta get in there and I gotta go in there when y'all already where I'm trying to get to. I gotta make sure I don't look crazy. I can't look like Papa the Sailor Man. Do you know what it looks like to be big up top and small on the bottom? Boy, that ain't it. That ain't it, boy. I'm trying to tell you, that ain't it. I promise you that ain't it, boy. But I promise, boy, you could pretty much. Boy, look, boy, don't get in no fights, boy. Don't do it. Don't do it. That boy scoop you up off the legs, over with. But let me get back serious. I just wanted you to laugh a little bit. I just wanted you to laugh just a little bit. But we have to really understand the seriousness. We have to understand the seriousness and working on yourself and how hard it is. It's hard, man. And I want to tell you some truth. I got to give you some real truth. A lot of people, you say you want better, but wanting better and becoming better are not the same thing. Are you listening? Wanting better and becoming better are not the same thing. Because wanting better is emotional. I just want love. I just want this. I just want that. Wanting better is emotional. But becoming better is discipline. Wanting better is inspiring. It's inspiring to want better. Becoming better is repetitive. Are you listening? Are you listening? Becoming better is repetitive. Wanting better, it feels good. You ever go to one of them feel-good meetings? Get out of therapy, you want better, like I just want better life. I want this. Feels good, man. But becoming better, it feels uncomfortable. Are you listening? And that is where many people quit. Is where many people quit. It's because they love the ideal of healing more than the actual process of healing. I love the fact that the ideal of it. So when you listen to some of this music that make it look like getting over a man and getting your lick back, or bro, maybe you listening to some of this music that just shame women, that love an ideal of healing, and sometimes you think that's healing because that makes you strong. You love the ideal more than you actually love the process of healing. And love, you so ready to just go jump into a relationship without actually going through healing. Because it's hard work. I'm just telling you the truth. Because the love, that ideal of healing that you have, that process, man, it takes real work. I promise you. The love language of growth sometimes is more than the label of growth. I love to tell people I'm ready to grow. I want to live for growth. I'm ready to go to the next level. Do you know how many people that they sometimes they get off my energy and they be like, yo, I'm around you, bro. I got to go to another level. Yeah, you feel it. You feel that energy, don't you? But when it's time to go to work, you don't love that. I tell you what you got to do. I give you a plan. I give you a strategy. Now it's you giving me complaints. Can't get to 6 figures complaining. You can't get to 7 figures complaining. You have to love the labor of growth. You have to love therapy. You have to love building on yourself. Some people, they love the vision of change. Oh, I can be this changed person. But you love that more than discomfort. You love it more than the discomfort of changing. I'm just saying, everybody wants transformation until the process starts making them have to die to old habits. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You got to realize that real self-work is not just about feeling. It's not just about feeling bad for what needs to change. It's about becoming honest enough to face it and disciplined enough to work on it. That is maturity. That is what real growth is. If you're just now getting here tonight, we're talking about the truth, about how hard it really is to work on yourself. These type of conversations, it matters because some of you are being too hard on yourself for struggling in a process that was always going to require time, that was going to always require honesty and repeated effort. I'm just saying. Many people, you might still don't understand why this type of conversation is important, but I want to enlighten you. A lot of us get discouraged in self-work. We get discouraged, man. We fall. It's not because we're not growing, but it's because sometimes we didn't realize how hard real growth would feel. So we get discouraged, man. It's hard. It's like, dang, I got to say no. What person want to say no to a person they've been loving for years? What person want to say no to a habit they fell in love with for years? Then you start thinking, if I pray more, it'll get easy. Yeah, that's what you thought. You say, if I decide to change, I'll be fine. If I know better, I do better automatically. Do you know how many people get lost in that conversation? If you know better, you'll do better. What rapper be saying that? Know better, you'll do better. Oh my God, who is that? Y'all know who it is. But no, sometimes, I'm just telling you the truth. Sometimes you can know better and still have to fight yourself to do better. You know to do better, but you got to fight yourself to do better. And that matters because if nobody tells people, nobody tell you that, you'll start condemning yourself for the struggle instead of respecting the process. It's hard. You're going to fall sometimes. You're going to cry sometimes. You might run back to the mess sometimes. You might do this. You're building. You're still building some, but you got to keep doing the right things, doing way more stuff than falling. You got to keep doing the right things. You're so hard on yourself. You don't have this type of conversation. You'll be like, maybe I'm not changing because you failed. Because you made a mistake, you was triggered. Now you're saying maybe I'm not changing. Maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe I'll never get free. Maybe this is just who I am. That type of talk is dangerous. You got to understand, because struggling in the process does not always mean you are failing. It's simple. You are struggling. And sometimes it just simply means, man, you finally fighting back against what you used to be. That's what it means. You're fighting. Just remember, man, don't mean you're losing. Quit telling yourself you're losing because you fail every now and then with your thoughts. You fail sometimes in the physical. You fail. Quit telling yourself you're losing. Sometimes, hey, I'm serious. You're struggling. It's okay. It just finally means that you're no longer agreeing with your old you. I'm just telling you the truth. Some of you need to quit with the shame. I'm sick of it. You should be sick of it. You so fool. At one point in my life, I used to let shame run my life. You don't need more shame in your life. You need more honesty. You need more grace. Can you do me a favor? Give yourself more grace. You need more honesty. Be more honest with yourself. You need more discipline. You need more patience. You need more consistency. And I have to say this, you need more God. You need to know that becoming better is going to cost you your comfort because you're trying to birth something in you that you don't even know. You ever heard this theory of when you lose a person in your life, there's something that you lose too? That's true. You ever know why you're still grieving somebody who's been gone for a while? There's a certain pain that hit you when this person left. It's because it's time for something else to be born in you. Have you ever heard of a family member call the parent or the grandparent, say, hey, look, I'm pregnant. And maybe a year or two, the grandparent is gone? That should tell you something. Maybe I'm just too deep. Maybe I'm just too deep. I'm sorry. But when I think about that, it just makes me wonder, like, dang, God, is that for real? It's like once something leaves, something else show up. Something else leaves, it show me something else is supposed to be born. It's true. Not just in the natural, but also in the spiritual realm. I'm just telling you the truth. I want to ask you something before I get to these 7 tips tonight. I want you to stay. I'm going to give you 7 tips, and I'm going to close real soon. And I want you to ask, what part of yourself has been the hardest to work on? I want you to be honest with that and answer that, please. What part of yourself has been the hardest to work on? This is a reflection moment. This is a reflection moment. I want you to think, get deep in your mind. What part of yourself has been the hardest to work on? And as other people are commenting, if you already commented, just go ahead and give me some likes. Just give me some likes. Let's just hit that screen. But in this moment of reflection, what part of yourself has been the hardest to work on? We just reflected. It's just a moment of reflection tonight. It's just a moment of reflection. What part of yourself has been the hardest to work on? If you're like me, it's a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm working on being a better father. It's hard. Can't spend the time that I want to spend because I want to work so hard. I'm so locked in on I'm so locked in on building so my kids can have privilege. So sometimes that's one of the hardest things for me to work on as an entrepreneur, spending more time with my babies. What's your hardest thing? Man, I got so many. This list can go on and on. Man, let me tell you. This list can go on and on. I'm serious. My attitude, my thoughts, my habits, my reactions, my attitude sometimes get crazy sometimes if I'm frustrated. My discipline, sometimes my pride. I'm just like you. Did you just hear what I just said? I'm just like you. This is a conversation that is, I'm sorry. It's a real therapy tonight. This real therapy. My forgiveness sometimes I struggle with it. People who wrong me. It's hard for me to work on that sometimes. Sometimes I don't care if you living or you gone sometimes. Sometimes my control. My self-talk. Sometimes it's hard for me right now to be like, Mark, you shouldn't be talking like this. You shouldn't be thinking like this. You shouldn't be doing this. Sometimes I'm my biggest critic, and sometimes I have to work on that. This is a moment of reflection tonight. So what has been your hardest thing? This is a moment to reflect right now. What truth have you been avoiding about what you really need to work on? Let me ask you that. What truth have you been avoiding about what you really need to work on? It's time to reflect. What have you been avoiding? What truth have you been avoiding? Have you been avoiding the truth about some of the things that you really believe? Have you been avoiding your true feelings about what you really want in life? Have you been avoiding what truths have you been avoiding that you really need, that you need to work in you? And I'm sorry, some of us, we have truths. I hate to hear sometimes as a father, Dad, you don't spend enough time with me. You don't talk to me like you need to. You're so busy. You talk to your business partners more than you talk to me sometimes. Do you know how painful that is? But sometimes it can be a truth. You have to reflect on moments like this. If this is hitting you tonight, I want you to comment the word change. I will change. Yeah. I will change. Change. Man, this is real life. Quit playing with this world like it's not real. I'm sorry. This is one of the most, I don't know how God did this. I don't know how he built us. I don't know how he put this spirit in our vessel. I don't know how he made us with all of this technology. He made us with so much this and so much that. Today, guys, I'm trying not to break down right now. Today, just today, I was hit with one of the hardest truths. Today. I have a son who was born at 25 weeks, and I love him to death. And he's a little behind. He was born super premature. He was like a pound and something. And he's only behind because we don't know how to master his learning. And we don't know how to, it's hard to really, like, when you see him, looks perfectly normal. You wouldn't think anything, but he learned different. And today I was like, I've been avoiding really working with you, boy. And I got sad. I'm like, I pick him up from school every day, and I'm like, and I always ask, like, what new book did you read today? And sometimes he'd be like, I read this book and I read this book, because I'm a firm believer. The more you read, the more you catch up, the more normal you have conversations, the more normal you can get, the more, the finer you can get. But I never had to deal with a child that learns different. So I had to look in the mirror today. I had to really look in the mirror today and ask myself a question like, are you going to keep making excuses for not? So you know what I did? Man, I got with my team and I'm working on an app to really fit his learning style. I had to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Dad is still smart enough. I may not be able to train you hand on, but we got so much technology in this world, son. I'm about to build you an app that's going to learn you better than I know you. Yeah. 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 So always know this. Some of the hardest work in life is looking in the mirror and telling the truth about what still needs healing in you. So I want to transition now. We're going to go to these 7 tips tonight that I'm going to give you. So you may ask me a question and you might say, well, Mark, how do you keep working on yourself without giving up when the process feels heavy? Many people, they want to give up. It gets hard. You be like, man, hey, this ain't working. You want to give up. There's many people, you buy a gym membership at the beginning of the year, you buy a gym membership and you give up because the process, it feels too heavy. Many of you start therapy, you start changing your life, you start going on the right direction and you give up because the process, it begins to feel too heavy. Some may even have this question: how do you keep becoming better when the old you keeps trying to survive? Yeah. So I'm going to give you 7 tips tonight. And I want you to go get a pen. I want you to get a pen. I want you to write these down. Let me know when you are ready. And I'm going to give 1 solid minute. I'm going to give you 1 solid minute. It's just hit 113. And so if you would just give me those likes, let's get those likes up there tonight. Share this live. I want somebody to hear these 7 tips. When you are ready and you're ready to go for these 7 tips, comment the word ready. And after you comment, just give me those likes until we get ready to get started. And I appreciate everybody. I be seeing the comments saying, get those likes up. I appreciate that. That help us to be able to get true healing and true therapy to people who really need it. These are real conversations. These are real conversations. We don't just come here to vent. We come here to heal. We come here to get to the next level. We come here to build. That's what we come here for. We're consistent. Yes, it gets hard to show up for therapy. Yes, it gets hard to keep going. Yes, it keeps hard to keep making the right decision. Yes. All right. Y'all got me on here crying tonight, Lord Jesus. Woo! All right. Tip number 1. We're going to go ahead. Tip number 1. Stop expecting growth to feel easy. That's tip number 1. Stop expecting growth to feel easy. I don't care what they have told you on the internet. Growth is not easy. You think growth is not easy. Learning to grow a new life is not easy. Learning birth pains, even when you got teeth in your mouth, that's part of growth. It wasn't easy. It was painful for those new teeth to come in. Yeah, you don't believe me, right? When the baby start teething, I promise you, that baby gonna be up all night. Because growth ain't easy. Nature teaches us that growth is not easy. We don't even know the struggle of plants. We don't know that. We just know it come from a seed. We just know they down there in the dark where you can't see anything that's growing. We don't know how these trees survive. We don't know what they go through. We don't hear the earth tremble. We do know that it get too hot sometime outside. We do know that seasons come and it freezes and it kills everything. We do know that though, right? So everything ain't easy. Growth ain't easy. Some people, they can't grow plants. It's not easy. And I want to say this, just because it's hard, don't mean that it is wrong. People think it's too hard, so it's got to be wrong. No. Tip number two. Be honest about what really needs work. Be honest about what really needs work. Be honest about it. Be honest about what really needs work. It's one of the hardest things for us to do. You can't change what you keep protecting from truth. You can't change what you keep protecting from truth. So, sis, I want to be honest with you. There's some things that you've been running from. You will never change. You become a better person if you keep running from truth. What you protecting? You got to be honest about what really needs to be worked out in your life, bro. You got to be honest, bro. What really needs work? So tip number 2, be honest about it. I don't want you to be shameful. Be honest about it. What really need work? And that's what therapy do. That's what this type of conversation do. Now, I know tonight you're thinking right now, man, dang, I got to become a better person. Like, I got to do something. Like, there's something in me. When you have greatness in you, you got to be honest about what really needs work. And that's what I have to do. If I want to become a better father, a better leader, a better planner, I got to be honest about what really needs work. You understand? Some of us, we know what work needs to be, and we have to be honest about that. You can't change what you keep protecting from truth. You can't change it. You just declared tonight. You said, I'm going to change. That's what you declared. Number three, stop condemning yourself for the struggle. Stop talking down on yourself because of the struggle. Did you know that the struggle may be proof that you are finally confronting what used to control you? You're finally confronting it. Struggle is proof. You're not agreeing with that. I'm just saying. You ever think about in your mind, right? And you realize that sometimes you can't control your thoughts. You don't agree with those thoughts. This is how you know that you're not crazy. How you know that you're not crazy is you don't agree with those thoughts. And for some people, that might be a struggle for you not to agree with the crazy thoughts you hear. The crazy thoughts that try to control you. Nope. You proving that's proof. That's proof of you confronting what maybe used to control you at one point. Oh, that might be too deep. I know. That might be too. Because that what I just said, that ain't surface at all. That's in there. Tip number 4. Small disciplines. Build small disciplines, not just big emotions. Build small disciplines, not just big emotions. You have to realize, and you have to get this in your mind. You have to really get this in your mind that real change comes from repeated choices, not random motivation. Did you just hear what I just said? Real change comes from repeated choices, not random motivation. That's when real change comes. Tip number 5. Give your pain to God, not just your goals. Give your pain to God, not just your goals. You will become the new you. You will not become the new you without letting God deal with the old wounds in you. There's some things we can't fix. Some people, okay, I'm gonna break this down just a little bit more. There's some people I know right now, when they get betrayed and they get hurt, they give their pain to their goals. They do. How did you heal? I just gave my pain to my work. I just focused on my work and I just did this and I just, I'm sorry. If you got to let something supernatural deal with some of these pains that you don't even understand and process. Before you know it, the pains you thought that you let go, you still dealing with them because you really just never gave them to God. And it's kind of like, a lot of people don't really know how to do that. It's really like just putting your trust in luck. Look, I can't control it. I'm not in control. It's the moment that you understand I'm not in control and God, I can't really control my situation. I can't control this. I can't control that. So I don't know what to do. So instead of me stressing and worrying about this every day, I just give this to you. I give this hurt to you. I don't want this hurt. Take this hurt from me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not just going to just stay busy. No, I'm going to make a declaration every day. I want to just give this to you because I need to get this out of me. Tip number 6. This is a good one. Watch what keeps triggering the old version of you. Watch what keeps triggering the old version of you. Look, let me tell you something. Did you know that triggers, they reveal where healing still needs to go deeper? Did you just hear what I just said? Triggers, when you go through these triggers, it reveals where healing still needs to go deeper. So when somebody tell me they triggered, you know what I ask them? I say, at that very moment, what did you feel? Why did you feel that way? What emotion did you feel at the moment you was triggered? What thoughts were you still dealing with? What pain that you can come to your mind because when you trigger, it's letting you know, look, there's some healing that still needs to happen with those type of thoughts, those type of emotions, those type of pain that you're still feeling. There's some things that still needs to happen. Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell you, you got some triggers, man, that'll really bring up that old you. And it's crazy. It's like, man, I thought that person was gone. There's some triggers though. Tip number 7. Let's move along. Tip number 7. Stay committed, even when the process feels slow. Stay committed, even when you can't see your growth, even when you can't see your elevation, even when you can't see it, you don't understand it. Stay committed. Because you got to understand this. Becoming better is not instant, man. It's not. It is built. Stay committed. You don't understand, you don't see it, you don't understand it. And I love the way I'm so serious. I love the way that, God really give it to you. Like when you really understand the principle of being a person full of faith, you can't see it. When I was at my deepest hurt in my life, I could not see my way out. But I stayed committed to the change and actually changing my patterns and giving up on, doing things to numb the pain. I started staying committed to being, repetitive and learning more and getting my knowledge up, knowing that, dang, this makes me feel much better. Now I feel like I'm growing. Now I'm feeling, and I just keep going. I keep going. And before you know it, it's like, dang, look what I have built. So I want to encourage you. Please listen to what I'm saying. Stay committed, even when the process feels slow. I don't care if you connected to a person. Stay committed on your plan to exit. Stay committed. Now, your plan to exit. What I mean by that is the plan of your new identity. There's a new identity at your exit point. There's a new identity that is being born. And sometimes you don't know how to do that while you're in the midst of a person. But I promise you, there's a peace in the middle of your storm that you haven't found yet. You have to stay committed. Even when the process feels slow, stay committed. Becoming this new version of you ain't just instant. I promise you, there's not a lot of moms who just go into labor right away. Sometimes she's in labor before she even knows she's in labor. She get to the hospital and they be like, dang, mama, you dilated. That thing coming up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? Stay committed when the process feels slow. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's hard. We're talking about tonight. It is hard to change. It is hard to become a better person. It is hard. Let me tell you, it's hard to get stronger. It is. It is. So guess what? Think about what I'm saying. To get stronger in the natural, right? To get stronger in the natural, you got to eat right, right? You got to eat right. And you got to make sure that you're exercising spiritually. You that is trying to get to the next level emotionally, eat right. Therapy. You cannot heal without it. I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to be on my therapy. Find you somebody to listen to. Find you something that could get you to the next level. If you don't have, a lot of money, this is probably the best thing you're going to get. Somebody like me that can give you truth, that can give you raw, that can give it to you where you can learn and you can grow. Stay committed to it. Join the TRC. Go in there. There's hours and hours and hours of therapy sessions. I'm telling you the truth. This is what you have to do. Because becoming is not instant. Quit watching these superhero movies and you have this thing, it's built. You have to build. You have to build it. Persistence. Rome wasn't built that night. That ant pile you might see, you like, dang, how did that ant pile? It's the first time I see this ant pile in the yard. Where did it come from? They ain't built that ant pile in no one day. They was building and you just didn't know. Them roaches, when they get in your house, they ain't just get in there and take over. No, they was committed to the process. It was slow. Shoot, one time, back in the day, I let somebody come to my house and wash clothes. Oh my goodness. Why did I do that? So now I say, no, you got to go to the laundromat shop. Hey, I don't care who your family is, they can't come here. Cause it just take one. It take one roach. It take one. Man, that roach, boy, I'm trying to tell you, was just one of them. I'm talking about, look, in 2 months, it was an infestation. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I moved the refrigerator and all you see is a whole bunch of activity. I'm like, boy, this is scary. Yeah, they stayed committed. Yeah, it wasn't instant. That little egg wasn't instant, man. They got in there and started getting it in. And before you know it, it's like, God, how did I get all these roaches? It got so bad. Hey, it got so bad to where my friends was like, bro, I don't even want you to get in my car, bro. One might fall off you. It got that bad. This was back in the day. They like, nah, bro, it's bad over there, boy. Man, it got so bad to where it followed me in my work truck. I would never forget this. One roach. They stayed committed, even though when it's looking like it's slow, they like, nah, we gonna take over. Don't worry about it. We gonna take over. We gonna have plenty of food to eat. We gonna have plenty of this. We gonna have plenty of that. They ain't give up. All right, let me get back serious. I like to make you laugh sometimes, I think that, therapy is a mixture. Sometimes we laugh at our own self. We laugh at our own things. But yeah, stay committed. Even when the process feels slow, stay committed. The best version of you is not just going to appear by accident. Nope. It's going to be built in your life by truth. It's going to be built in your life by discipline. It's going to be built in your life by repeated surrender. If this live gave you clarity tonight, give me some likes, tap that screen, skip me over 1 million tonight, send some hearts, share this live with somebody, who is really trying to become better. They need to hear this message. And if you just now joining this message, we're getting ready to close tonight. The replay will be in the TRC, but we talked about the truth about how hard it really is to work on yourself. It's hard. And this conversation matters because too many people are secretly discouraged in the middle of a process that is actually shaping them, that is actually molding you into a better you, that is actually making you a better you. But you become discouraged and you quit. You go back to the person, you go back to the hurt. No, stay strong. You got to understand that working on yourself is hard because it requires you to confront what hurt you. It requires you to confront what shaped you, what picked you up, what picked up, what you normalized, and what still lives in you. Yeah. And you realize like, dang, I still got that living in me. I still got this living in me. I got to become a better person. Like I got to change. Like, yeah. That type of work matters. I'm just saying. The new start that you want will not be built with the same habits, in the same mindset, in the same attitude, in the same patterns, in the same unhealed wounds. You talking about you want a new start. It can't be built the same way. What took you there is not going to take you to a better place. And I tell business owners this. What made you rich ain't gonna keep you rich. What made you viral ain't gonna keep you viral. Don't you know that the algorithms change? Don't you know that people change, that time change? A person that stays the same is a person that will fail in life. You have to do something new. This is why a lot of relationships don't work, because it don't go new. It don't grow to nothing new. But I'm telling you, you working on yourself and the start of your new you, it's not going to be built doing the same things. Some things, it has to change. The life you want, the life you really want, the life that you desire, the life that you prayed for, it will require a version of you that the old you has to stop fighting. Please hear me. The old you. It's going to require this new version of you that's not going to like the old you. Half the people, they don't even like when you change. Yeah. God take you to a new level. You go back home, watch how they treat you. But I'm saying the life that you want, though, the life that you want to get to the next level, your old self is not going to like you. The old self want to be free. The old self want to do what it want to do. The old self don't want accountability. The old self don't want to grow. But this new version of you, just hear me clearly. Do not quit on yourself just because self-work is hard. I don't care how hard it is. Don't quit on yourself. Just keep going. It's hard. I know it's hard. Don't turn on yourself because growth feels uncomfortable. Because growth is uncommon for you. Don't turn on yourself. Don't decide, right, that you are not changing just because the process is exposing how much of you that still needs work. No, you definitely changing. You definitely growing. You definitely have movement in your life. You just may not feel like it, but it's there. That's just simple. It's real simple. It's telling you that that real growth, it does some crazy things. Real growth, it exposes. Real growth, it stretches. It stretches. Sometimes you don't like to be stretched. You don't like your imagination to be stretched. You don't like to do anything that's not systematic. You don't like to do anything that's not programmed. But real growth, it changes you. It really does. It exposes things in you. Real growth exposes the lies you told yourself for years. Real growth. Real growth, it confronts you. It say, look, you can't be thinking like that if you're trying to go to the next level. That's real growth talking. You can't be fooling with. You hear that? You hear your spirit sometimes telling you, girl, you can't be fooling with him if you want to. That thing confront you. I know you really want him. I know you really desire him. But hey, look, this new you going to have to go without him. Maybe it's pride. You know, real growth says, look, I got to be humble to grow. I got to be humble enough to listen. I got to be humble enough to go to therapy. I got to be humble enough to really, if I need to pay for things to help educate me to get to the next level. Real growth, it corrects you. Yeah, real growth. That's why I don't like to be surrounded with friends who is yes men. No, correct me when I'm wrong. Something you don't agree with, let me know. If there's an issue. Real growth that purifies. And yes, it's painful. So I'm agreeing with you. Hey, it's painful. Because becoming better means the old you cannot stay in charge. Did you just hear what I just said? Old things has passed away. You think God won't, when God want to really change you and give you better in your life and give you new friends and give you new this, he even tell you some things you got to separate yourself from. You got to really, he tell you that because that's the old you. Becoming better means the old you cannot stay in charge. Yeah, those old patterns can't stay in charge. It's got to be a new you. You know how many friends I lost when I really started to change? Not even just changing spiritually. When I started to change financially, I lost friends. My best friend at the time, lost him. Because the old you, I don't want to hear none of that. Them old patterns, me working overtime just to survive, me doing all of this stuff and you saying, all we got to do is work overtime and we get that back. Bro, look, people out here driving Lambos, dog. I'm in the wrong field. The Lord ain't, he ain't called me to do this. I'm called to how I called. I got to figure it out. I'm just saying. Becoming better means the old you cannot stay in charge. The old wounds cannot stay in charge. That old attitude cannot stay in charge. Those old habits can't stay in charge. The old mindset can't stay in charge. And that war is real. But the fact that you are fighting, it means you're strong. The fact that you are really giving it your all to change, it means that you are serious. The fact that you're taking baby steps, I want to give you your flowers. I want to give you your flowers tonight. The fact that you are taking baby steps to grow and go to the next level, look, I'm proud of you. It means you serious. It means you serious. You're serious enough to stop lying to yourself. You serious enough to face what needs healing. You serious enough to let God work on you from the inside out. So I just want to tell you, man, keep praying. Keep fighting. Keep telling the truth. Keep choosing discipline. Keep becoming. Because the version of you that God is building will be worth every painful conversation, every hard decision, every uncomfortable truth, in every private battle it took you to get there. If I ask all the mothers right now and I say, hey, when you had that baby, was it worth it? To see your little bundle of joy? To see your reflection, to see what came out of you. Sometimes it's like, dang, hey, look, I went through all of these hard nights. I went through painful this. I couldn't eat this. I couldn't eat that. I had to do this and I had to do that. I couldn't get no sleep at night. But it's like, woo! When you look at that baby in the eye, you're like, it's worth every penny. When I look at my daughter at night, or when I look at any of my children, I'd be like, hey, you worth every penny for me to be fighting for. When I look in your eyes, when I just touch your hand, you ever touch your child's hand and it's just so soft? It's so innocent. And it's like, look, you worth every struggle. You worth every pain that daddy got to go through to build. You worth every hard decision that I got to make for you. You worth every uncomfortable truth that I have to deal with to become a better person for you. And so as I close tonight, I want to tell you this. I want you to move different. I want you to choose different. I want you to protect your peace different. And I want you to stop running from the process that is trying to turn you into the person you've been praying to become. Stop running. Don't be like I used to do. I tried to run. I tried to run from the pain. And it cost me time. And if you run from this pain, no, we can't run from the process. You've been praying, God, make me a better person. Make me this, make me that. So don't run from the process. You've been praying to become this person. You've been praying for more. You've been praying to be powerful. Don't run. I know it's hard, but fight. This is your reset tonight.